Hello everyone, welcome to PSIR 300 Plus channel. This is me Sayyid Shujatullah, your educator. Today in our topic of discussion, we are having the relations of India with Namibia. Remember this point here my dear students, I am not using the word relationship here. Relationship is not that we connote between the country. So we generally say that India's relations with Namibia, relations with India, whatsoever in that way. But relationship is very personal, that is like friendship or any kind of relationship. So we don't use the word relationship, that please you keep in mind. Now, my aim is very simple here, dear students. I want all of you who are a part of my mains classes, test series and mentorship to crack or to get around 350 plus marks in the mains examination. As I've already mentioned many a times in my videos that without optional, even if you score how much you want to score or you are so clever also, they are not gonna give you that much marks in the mains examination. So that is the reason by GS studying alone will not help you to crack the UPSC. It is very important for all of you to understand the importance of optional. So our motto here is very simple. PSIR led mains cutoff marks we have to get. So for that purpose, scoring high in optional subject, which is very limited, which we know that what kind of questions will come. Previous year question paper analysis is very simple. So to preparing it is very easy. Plus it has lot of connotation or similarity with regard to GS paper 2, where you also have polity, international relations and governance. Public policy is also there. Plus in the general essay also it will help sometimes. I hope this is all clear to you. Let us start our discussion. And the flow of lecture of your today's class will be this way. So we'll talk about India and Namibia, then we'll talk about the geographical location of Namibia, which is important for the prelims but not for the mains. Then the third important is India's role in Namibia's independence. Then we'll also talk about various current affairs related to India and Namibia. As you all know that Prime Minister Modi ji, the Honorable Prime Minister of our country, has visited Namibia recently. And he was also given the highest order of respect with regard to Namibia, and Mr. Modi ji has been honored with it. So we are very delighted that people recognizes our PM as one of the powerful leader across the world and gives us the highest orders, whether it is Gulf countries, whether it is African countries. We are a shining star at the end in this world at this point of time. Right. So the flow of lecture, as I have told you, will also end with the various key pacts that India and Namibia has signed in the latest meeting of both of them. Okay, so let us start our discussion with India, with geographical location of Namibia. As you can see in the video or you can see in the slide that you are having, Namibia is situated in the southern continent of Africa, just above what South Africa, which is one of the premier cricket playing nation across the world. My favorite at that time was Graham Smith. Nowadays I don't watch much of the cricket because of various, what I say is that works that I have. Now, but I do what IPL and all, that is another matter, because without cricket, how do an Indian can derive the happiness, right? Yeah. So if you see the Namibia, the western part of Namibia, we are having what? Southern Atlantic Ocean bordering with, and the south of the Namibia we have South Africa. The east of the Namibia we have Botswana. The north of the Namibia we have Angola. So basically it has 3 land borders and 1 coastal body is there with the ocean itself. Clear? Right. When you see the physiogeography of Namibia, which is also very important for the examination, especially for the prelims, just in 30 seconds I'll tell you, then we'll go ahead with the mains only. First of all, whenever you are, what I say is that doing the geographical mapping of any of the country, first of all you have to see the political map, then you have to see the physical map. In physical map, you know that what you have to see because that has already been taught to you. So I'll just recap it what we can do here. Basically, there is a very good desert is lying from north to south of the Namibia. We call that desert as Namib Desert with the name of the country only. It is also now named. So Namib Desert is there. But if you see in Botswana, you are having Kalahari Desert, which is also having some part of the Kalahari Desert is also there in Namibia. So these 2 deserts you remember. One important river that I would like to mention here, which runs at the border between Namibia and South Africa, that is the Orange River. They may ask you in the examination, especially the prelims, that which are the following rivers are the international boundary sharing rivers. So in that you can have the Orange River here. Okay, Then, if you see some of the mountains here, we are having Aukus Mountains is there in the middle of the Namibia. Then we also have here Otavi Mountains are there. So these two mountains you please remember. One fall is there which is called as Raukana Falls, which is at the northern side of Namibia. If you are reading this much with regard to your preparation, it is enough, and for our discussion also this is more than enough. Okay, let us go ahead with the background of Namibia and India's relation. It's not a new background that we both are sharing. The background of both the countries are very similar because both the countries, India and Namibia, has been colonized by the imperial powers. Remember one point, my dear students, I would like to add a definition to what is the meaning of imperialism here. Imperialism is nothing but a kind of policy where you try to annex territories and make it as a colony with the force or by dialogue. With the force or by dialogue. Just imagine a point here, if Russia now makes a agreement with the Ukraine and with the dialogue, Russia, whatever Russia dictates and the Ukraine does it, then it is called as what with the dialogue. But basically at that time, the imperialism or the colonial powers does not use much of the dialogue. Instead of, they just poisoned each of the African or the Asian nations or the South Asian nations in such a way that their atrocities are even remembered today. Their divide and rule policies are even revered in our country even today. Because we always say that Akhand Bharat. Okay, we always say that it is the British who has made this particular division and has made India and Pakistan and the surrounding areas ever boiling. Otherwise, just imagine a point here, if they have not drawn that particular border lines, so India is a so big country, can take on China just like that. Is it clear or not? China is just like that, and China will also be very much afraid of, because there's so much resources, so much wealth, so much population. We would have produced very good brains with regard to mathematics, science and technology that no superpower can just overtake us. But that's how they have sowed the seed of what divide and rule, and that's how we are now at this point of time. But coming to the topic here, India and Namibia, both of them has the same background or historical background, where both of them has suffered lot of atrocities and colonization by the imperial powers or the colonial powers. Here we got independence very early before the Namibia. So what has happened is India was the first nation to raise a question of Namibian independence in Union. Way back in 1946, means we are fighting for the independence of a particular nation, and we are saying that Namibia should get what? Independence. So which was done in the year 1946. Just imagine the leaders of our at that time, how very longer vision, a conscience that they have with regard to what is truth, what is right, what is wrong. They know that what they have to do for the countries which does not have much say in this at that time in the world power. But we still made a point in the UN in 1946 and asked for Namibian independence at that time. And Namibia has a party, just like we are having now BJP or Congress. At that time, Namibia also have a party, the first party of Namibia, which was called as Southwest African People Organization. Okay, later on it became what? SWAPO party. This party India has coordinated with this particular party and has done tremendous work with regard to Namibia liberation and so with the help of this party, India has first established this particular country. Namibia has established its first embassy in New Delhi in 1986. So that has happened. After that, when the embassy was established, it was later on Namibia's relation with India has been elevated with respect to what? Full diplomatic status was given between what? India and Namibia. And we support a non-alignment movement with regard to Namibia. Material assistance will give and also military training. Okay. The next point here is we are having a Lieutenant General at that time, the Army General Devan Prem Chand of Indian Army. He used to head the UN peacekeeping forces deployed in Namibia. Just imagine the point here, what is the meaning of peacekeeping mission, and just imagine that at that time also we used to send our troops, our military, our police personnel to other countries to safeguard them. It is just unimaginable that a country like India, which is still developing, has suffered for a lot in the hands of Britain at that time. Within 2-3 decades, we are now sending our army and the police personnel to other countries so that their peace should prevail. Basically what happens is, whenever countries are affected with terrorism, countries are affected with what so much drought or natural calamities, countries are affected with civil rebellions, countries are affected with authoritarian rule. So to control all of these elements, the United Nations has got United Nations peacekeeping missions. Under this United Nations peacekeeping missions, India is also a part of it, and we call it as India's peacekeeping missions. So our Lieutenant General Premchand of Indian Army headed UN peacekeeping mission, nothing but from India itself, in Namibia, because Namibia got liberation, lot of fringe elements will be there. They may say that okay, Namibia should be divided into two, Namibia which should be divided into three, etc., so and so forth, and they are power hungers will be there, power mongers will be there, that will not allow the elections to happen that way, that want to force their own interest with regard to business, with regard to terrorism, etc., so and so forth. So in order to keep all that elements containing, then we should have a power that can contain them. So Namibia, we were at the rescue of Namibia at that time, and our Army General Premchand sir has actually went there and made sure that Namibia is always under peace. Okay, after Namibian independence, we started what Indian Observer Mission was upgraded to a full-fledged High Commission on March 21st, 1919. So we were there in Namibia as an observer. Okay, things are good or not, we were looking like that. But after that, they got independence, and in 1990 we have a full-fledged High Commission was established in Namibia. Then after that, Namibia opened a full-fledged resident mission in New Delhi in March 1994. Resident mission is nothing but our foreign ambassador, our ambassador will be in their country residing and happily living there, and their ambassadors are coming to our country residing and happily living. That's all about it. I hope this is all clear, the history, and I also told that how we have developed our diplomatic relations from the observer mission to a high commission. They started from what for just being a embassy, they ended up what a resident mission. So very close knitted relations that we have shared with Namibia. Okay, so geographical mapping is over, and India's how historically has helped Namibia with regard to various their internal issues. Then let us talk about the various other relations of India and Namibia. The first one here is, okay, in the gratitude of what we have done to the Namibia agreed to transfer what almost 8 cheetahs, okay, to India. So from Namibia, we got cheetah to India in the Kunaon National Park of Madhya Pradesh. This is the world first ever carnivore intercontinental transfer happened. World first carnivore intercontinental transfer of animals happened. So that was done. With regard to economic and commercial trade of India and Namibia, this is continuously growing, the trade between these two. It was around 813 million in 23 to 24, now increased to around US 453 million. Okay, so that's how the growth and the work is progressing. Then with regard to our Indian community, okay, whether Indians are literally living in Namibia or not, you should be shocked to know that yes, we do have around, in numbers only, 450 Indians, including NRIs, PIOs, are there in Namibia. You can see in the video they are so happy after seeing the Honorable Prime Minister of the country that he made a visit to just 450 citizens of our country, and that is our diaspora also. That's a very heartwarming, what I say is that gesture from the Honorable Prime Minister of our country. So our presence in this Indian community in Namibia is continuously growing. Okay, and for that purpose, in order to make Indians or Namibians to collaborate together on various business fronts or any kind of commercial activities, India and Namibia has established India-Namibia Chamber of Commerce and Industry. And India-Namibia Friendship Association is also there in 2016. So just imagine a point here that a country from nowhere we are hearing and has a lot of ties with our nation, and Indians are living there. It just makes us very proud that we are actually as Indian are contributing to many of the world countries and the nations. Okay, then with regard to the parliamentary exchanges, obviously Namibia is a new country. They need to learn how the parliament functions, what is the meaning of question hour, what is the role of speaker, who is executive authority, titular head, etc., so and so forth. Parliamentary exchanges normally happen. The speakers come here, the leaders come here, election commission come here, try to learn the various benchmark practices that we have, and they try to implement that. So parliamentary exchanges are anyhow there. Now comes the very important one, capacity building program. You name any sector, India is helping them. Numerous scholarships are given to Namibians to study in our country. Training is given to the defense personnel, so that obviously they have to protect themselves from any kind of fringe elements. Then we gave them air force training also, we are giving them helicopter training, how to handle the technicalities of helicopter, we have given that training also. Not only that, we have given Namibian army given two Chetak, also two Cheetah helicopters, so that they can do good surveillance, etc., and increase their defense capabilities. Okay, India has also assisted Namibia in training of their diplomats, health working officials with regard to AIDS control. Namibian cricketers also we are actually helping. So as I've told you that you name any sector, India is actually in the forefront of नहीं Namibia हम आपके लिए करेंगे. ठीक है. Now, development assistance partnership between this, India gifted 30,000 doses of COVID shield free to Namibia. Just imagine the feeling of the ethos of Vasudeva Kutumbam is there here. Okay, in times of any humanitarian disaster, we are ready to give what humanitarian assistance to any of the countries which are very obviously really friendly to us. So during the COVID, we have given 30,000 doses of COVID shield free to them. And 2019 and 2017 also, India gifted around 1,000 million tons of rice when they are suffering from what? Dry spell, nothing but drought in their own country. And the last one is very important for the examination point of view, my dear students. There are 4 important pacts that has been signed between India and Namibia recently in this month only, that is the month of July. Okay. The first pact is a entrepreneurship development center is going to be coming up in Namibia, and we are going to help them to build that entrepreneurship hub. This is the first one. The second one will be collaboration in biofuel. The third one will be with regard to what disaster resilience infrastructure. The fourth one will be health and medicine. So these are the 4 important areas that India and Namibia is working together. Obviously, India is actually trying to help Namibia in all of these sectors for sure. I hope this is all clear to you. Writing all of this in the mains examination is very good. Okay, and this much is sufficient, and you can also say that by forging relations like that in African nations, we can actually increase our export avenues. We can increase our what I say is that resource security also we can get, because all the time we cannot be seeing the west, seeing the east or whatsoever. We don't want to see. Now we'll see what African nations also as one of the best business partner that we have. Okay, so I hope this is all clear to you. And again, do join my classes, test series and mentorship. You will be definitely benefited. Take care. Bye bye. Have a nice day.